You know what I mean? It's oppression just might be the word for it, but it's an extreme situation, right? Case in point, Islam. They take their laws from the Bible, where a woman is supposed to be covered and modest, and they dress her, all the way up, and just put a little piece right here just for her to see. You understand? They she can't get a driver's license. She can't go nowhere without some male relative in the car with her. Right? That's Islamic culture and Islamic law. You get me? The Catholics. If you want to be a priest, you can't have no woman. If you want to be a sister and serve the Lord, you can't have no man. Like it's anti. The Lord said, "Be fruitful and multiply." And that's never in it. So the reason I said that when I did the class before was because I want brothers to remember the Lord's spirit in it and not what you grow up hearing and seeing, because it's kind of it's easy to pull the memories from the world. Right. Even though you ain't Christian no more, the experiences have been Christian. So sometimes your reaction to something, the first thing is Christian. You know what I mean? So that's it. Also, to Shapa, I think they gonna fill out their own names. All right. You're aware of that part? For the roll, no sweat. Yeah, they just pass the roll around. They're gonna fill out their own names. You just put a date down. All right. So that's the point. Shapa was bringing out. Go ahead.
If I may, and for edification, it's more for so like while I'm out there and I come and I get around the brothers, I don't want to be in the defiled stage. That's why I was saying like, what would be the process?
Okay, how you know she unclean?
Well, you would know.
End the story. That's class is over. With that, class over. So you would not know. Brothers sit on the bus all the time. You don't know if the brother who was just sitting there is unclean. Right. The woman making your food, you don't know if she unclean. I went to the damn Dunkin' Donuts today. I'm gonna get some my kids, some of them, fancy fucking chocolate shit. I said, okay, I ain't going in. I'm gonna go to the drive-thru. Bro was like, yeah, can I help you? I was like, okay, what kind of hot drinks you all have for kids? Chocolate shit with swirly. She said we have chocolate raspberry something and something. I said, she sounds sick, right? The was like, yeah. I was like, hold on. I was like, yeah, I'm gone. I was like, bitch, you ain't gonna be sniffing all over my shit. Right. But no, listen, if there was no, if there was nothing to tell me she was sick, I would have went and get shit. But it's really what you know, right? The law is always about intent. You understand? The law is always about intent. Give me hold on, let me give you one. All right, any other questions, you'll line them up too, all right? Go ahead, Art.
Like another thing with the Muslim women, how they have just with their eyes shown. I heard Captain Zaya mentioning like in the Quran, it says it's legal for them to beat their women.
See that again?
I remember Captain Zaya was saying from his debate that it's legal in the Quran for them to beat their women. That's probably another reason why they had.
Okay, once again, they get that from the Bible. The Bible says you can beat your servant. You understand? That's in the Bible. You can beat your servant. You get the point? What does that mean? That a brother who is under you, he does something wrong, you whip him? No. This is, you have a servant who's stealing from you, who doing something. That's the punishment for it. You get the point? He could get the cane. You understand? He could get flogged. Right? It's not something that's normally common, but it's possible. Once again, the religions of the world bastardize the Bible, go to an extreme demonic damn spirit with it. Their woman is a servant to them because, of course, Eve is Adam's helpmeet. You get the point? She's his helpmeet. That was good. So in their mind, this broad is to serve. She's my servant, and if she's evil, I can flog her. You get the point? And that's where they get it from. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's not the spirit of Christ at all. it's, you make sure to pass it on to the sister that signed the book, all right? He can't get up. Just go down for him. Go down, Shema. All right? That's the spirit of it. You get the point? It's they do it in the Christian church too. In the Catholic church, I mean. The Catholics do what? Some priest, he can't have no woman. He sees some nun who, clothes a little bit more curvy. He lust after her. What does he do? He go in his chambers and take his clothes off and start whipping himself. Right. Whipping himself. Right? Some of them put nails in their shoes, tacks in their shoes. You could go Google that shit. They put tacks in their shoes and walk around in it. Because you remember the scripture say, afflict your soul for your sins. And that's them thinking they're afflicting their souls. Not stopping molesting the boys. Right. But I'm gonna molest this boy, where's the box of tacks? And put it in the soles of your shoes, and they walk around. And that's why you would see them, they might have funny walks, or they're always sweating because they're in pain. And they have funny smells from all the blood. They do that. That's normal. That's a normal thing for them. But that's because they done bastardize the Bible and they done go on the left-hand side of the shit. You get the point? So it's that's where they take it from, that's where they get the license from to beat their women. You get the point? And the East Indians do it too. The Chinese do it. You see like how they was beating sisters in the stores? And Chinese, them Asians be whooping them little young Asians behind and all. And what are the Asians also famous for, well known for? I tell me y'all like it. That anime cartoon, right? What is that anime cartoon based in? What is the foundation of it?
Like Kung Fu Karate or something?
Hell no.
Child molestation?
Yes. It's based in child molestation. All the characters, do they look like adults or kids? Kids. Right. How do the women characters look in it? Like little schoolgirls with short schoolgirl uniform clothes. They all look the same. The big eyes. The female characters don't talk like women. They talk like little girls with a high voice. And their reactions is like little girls. And they all have the tall stockings and the short school skirts. They have a genre called hentai, which is like a anime porn type thing. And it's merged in with the anime where they, for the regular audience, hints of it is there. Like what you will watch as a normal cartoon with the tight clothes and stuff like that. That's hints of some sexual activity. But then there's a whole other genre where that's their thing. They prey on that type of thing. And in any Japanese something, is always some young girl or young boy that's incorporated in anything, and there's some sort of sexual nature. Even the samurai, I think the samurais, what do you call it? Like matriculation. Their process of coming into the samurai academy and becoming a samurai is a man-boy love thing, where it's a love relationship with the big one. And the one he's grooming is like his young lover. Right. You understand? I forget the name of it. Right? There's a name for it too. Like how the Greeks have the igogi. I think the Greeks culture is called the igogi or agogi. I forget what it is with the samurai culture, right? But it's that same thing because the heathens, they have a serious perversion of it. So now when you come in here and you hear these, whatever laws of uncleanness, the laws with these sisters, where you are the authority, you want to be very, very careful because the whole world is pushing you in a direction of being like that. You understand what I'm saying? The whole world is pushing you in a direction of being like, that's why them fake Israelites, if you ever hear them talk about Israel or talk about the woman, they absolutely hate Israel and hate the sisters, hate the young of our generation. You get the point? They talk in a real derogatory way, never uplifting, never trying to teach, never trying to show any kind of love. That old GMS, they say you could just go ahead and rape the woman. You just go ahead and see her, you could just take her. That purple sodomite, Nathaniel, He said you could rape her even if she's your wife and she says she ain't in the mood. You could just take it. You get the point? That's their culture. So you had to fight against that all the way. All the time as you're ruling over your household, your children, you want to make sure you're not pulling that in because you grow up in it. And you got to make sure, okay, this is the spirit of the Lord, how I'm dealing with this here, and not a heathen spirit. You get the point? Come on.
God, it's heavy what you're saying about the anime, because just recently I'm watching something with my son, and on the site, like, you know how they have like little ads on the side. You know, they'll have the streaming thing.
I don't know.
So they'll have
how they have ads on the side. I don't know. God damn.
Well, like with some of these streaming sites, they'll have ads on the side, and most of these ads, about 90% of these ads,
is pornography.
Concert.
Okay, well, that's not because of the Japanese thing. That's because the number one thing that sells in the earth is ass. You ever hear the term sex sells? In commercials, they have to put a sex element in it. You remember them? They had one shampoo called Herbal Essence, and the commercial was the broad making sexually aroused noises, and she was really just shampooing her hair. That's because sex sells, and sex is a big money maker. Whether it's prostitution, pornography, whatever streaming services you have, if it's not the one you're paying for, you're going to get that because they want you to deviate there so they can get you hooked like drugs and then start charging you for it. But if you look at the structure of anime, Japanese animation, it's around the sculpt of a child. It's around children or some big man, strong man fighting some little child. That's not natural. You understand what I'm saying? No. That's not how it goes. Look at how they portray the woman. It's never a full-grown woman. And if she does have a full-grown woman's body, her face is a child face. The voice is a child's voice. The eyes is them big, them big Bambi eyes like a child. It's really, glorifying child pornography. And the Asians have long have a problem with that. Go ahead, Al.
I believe the name for the Japanese samurais is called Nanshuku.
It might be that ain't sounding familiar. It's the young ones, the ones who study up under them. That might be it. But I know it's a relationship, it's a master-teacher relation, master-student relationship, similar to the Greeks with the Agoge or Agoge. I think it's Agoge. It's pronounced Agoge. It's similar to the Catholic Church with the acolytes. You know what I mean? If you ever know any Catholic, at a certain age, they have First Communion, then Confirmation, then something else, these different vows they take in church. And they have something called acolytes, where the priest or the father so-and-so will come in the church. Then you have these young boys, one will come holding the cross. It's like 4 or 5 of them, and the other one walking through the church, waving the smoke, the other one holding something. And there's these little boys who bring the wine, and bring the little wafers, which are supposed to be the bread, and take care of the church. But these little boys to the public is like they're in training to be priests. No, they're there to satisfy that priest. And when they grow up, guess what they'll want for satisfaction? More boys. You understand? That's how they are. So now, and they will now say, Paul scripture, servant, be obedient to your master in all things. They will do those things so that they could satisfy themselves. But that's not what the Bible says. And that's what you have with religion. That's how religion starts. Religion is man's philosophy, man's desires, his lust by something that the people hold dear. And he's able to now manipulate that and take all advantage of it. And now you have a whole organization that, whatever, anything goes. Like what sort of deviancy that could come out of any religion that you're shocked? Just brother say they beat the women. Are you shocked? No. They're raping the boys. You shocked? Is that a shocking thing? The purpose of the minds. The leader said you could take it from your wife. Is that shocking? No, it's not shocking. Because he also says she could divorce her husband. You understand? That's what he also says. He also says If you're married to a man and you don't have a marriage license from the oppressor, that's not marriage. He's just using you, woman. You could leave him. So it's not shocking that he would say you could just go ahead and rape the woman. You know, if you want some and she don't want none, take it. Why don't you go get another one? But that's no. Just like a boy, why don't you get a wife if you're a Catholic priest? You want to have sex, you want to be a priest. There's no law saying you can't. Go have a wife. No, you want to take it from a child. You get the point? And if the child talks, excommunicate the child, shame the family, pay them off in secret, and then they transfer you to a whole new village where you could molest more. So now back to what your original question and what the point the brother was making. As you read in these laws, especially the social laws, there's different laws in the Bible. There's social laws. What's the for? Social, marital. God damn, I don't forget. Civil, social, marital, civil. Like 4 or 5 categories of it. As you read in it, especially them social laws, you want to make sure the spirit you're coming to it with, as men who will go and have authority, especially over other brothers, your ribs, sisters, the schools, anything, you want to make sure you always doing it in a way that's not heathen. Because we all grew up heathen in culture. You get the point? We all grew up learning a certain thing and thinking that was the norm when that wasn't the norm. You'll experience it with your children. You get disciplined a certain way and you get kids and you think that's the way to do it, and that's not the way to do it. Half the thing you and I get disciplined for was not even, a crime, to be honest. That's social acceptance. You get the point? Not necessarily this child is something's wrong. This is what society tell you is off. You get what I'm saying? But not necessarily there's not the child ain't doing nothing wrong. You ain't had to go there. But in our homes, it goes a certain way. Not because the child is really going against the parent. Most of the time is the parent thinks it's a shame to them. It's a reflection on them. And now they go overboard to prove to nobody, because nobody in the damn house, that they are a good parent. And that ain't got nothing to do with it. You get what I'm saying? If you go back as a young person and check all the things you done got, slammed for. Now, some of the shit was warranted. But then there's some other things that was just like, well, goddamn, for this? You understand what I'm saying? So now as you now starting to take authority over other lives, in the truth, you want to make sure you're not, creating a damn little religion, that you're unaware of. You get the point? I hope I wouldn't. I'm not saying you're going to create something and break off. I'm just saying now you create something that you have authority over that's not, the spirit of the Lord. It's not how you should be. You get the point? And a good example of it is this question you're asking here, with sisters being unclean. You understand what I mean? Like now, if you on your slave, you coming through on the bus, some situation like that, there's no way to know. Unless you know the person personally. There's absolutely no way to know. Let me ask you another thing. You saying, okay, how would you know she's unclean? How would you know if the brother had sex? How would you know if how would you know if they just come from the morgue? Or they just touched a dead dog? Or there's no way to know. And you see what I'm saying? Like now I see somebody brother, you was like, oh shit, yeah, brothers could be unclean too. But once again, because of how we grow, the woman, she unclean. You know what I mean? A brother could be unclean too. You get the point? What we need to be way more concerned about is Christianity. Yes, you get the point? Who's a Christian and who's not? Because that is a plague in itself. That's the biggest uncleanness. You can't wash that shit off. That shit don't come off with water. That one don't come off with water and soap. That shit is deep inside. You get the point? So hold on, give me Luke 12. 12 and 46. You go ahead and read it on 12 and 46. Yeah, make sure that don't fall, please. You can put it in somewhere there. To what?
Come on, concert. This is the book of Luke.
Oh, yeah. To what? Yeah, everybody had hands for bringing. I'm going to start for bringing libations. Much needed. If I take the whole bottle and do this tonight, don't nobody say shit. No, I need it. This is a lot. God damn. Go ahead.
Come on. This is the book, Luke 12:46.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, woe unto you also.
Nah. Luke 12:46, make sure.
Oh, Salaki, sir.
I ain't drunk yet. This is water. Yo, know, you told us a vodka. You told I was a Russian up in here. This ain't, I ain't drunk yet.
This is the book of
he's
Luke.
Like, that's Luke. You're wrong. No, nigga, it's water. It's a lot. Go ahead.
Come on, sir. This is the book, Luke 12:46.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord of the servant, Salaki, the Lord of that servant will come in a day when he looketh not for him. And at
okay, so you might want to skip up just for okay, hold on. Let me tell you what to start, right? 35. That's fine. Anybody had any other questions? You had one?
Concert is a question on my sir.
Okay, no sweat. Let's do 35, all right?
come
And
on.
we read on down.
This is the book of Luke 12:35.
Mm-hmm.
Let your lions be
Loins.
come. Let your loins be girded about, and your lights burning,
Uh-huh.
and ye yourselves like unto men that wait for their Lord when he will return from the wedding, that when he cometh and knocketh, they may open unto him immediately.
All right, what does that mean? What's going on, Swanky man, by the swaggerific or the most swaggiest officer this side of the monument?
I mean, Lord, you want to try?
It's really strong. This one come. Jeez, come. So what? You want it? Yeah, please. Just a few blocks. I wanted you to try.
Oh, okay, come on.
Ain't no sweat. Go ahead. You can pass it up. For those of you who don't know, that's the car, man. That's my nigga back there. Give me my hand. Yeah. He told her, see it. He ain't buy a burger for me, though. He eat real quiet. Go ahead, want to try it? Go ahead.
Things talk about your manhood, have it prepared, have your affections ready for that woman, because when you go,
Nah, he ain't saying nothing about no woman.
it's return from the wedding.
I was like, wait, hold on. Salakia.
Talk about the wedding.
No, not that type of. That's not that type of. God damn. Yo, ain't right. You must got marriage on your mind now. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is and Christ used the Christ and the prophets will use wedding to represent when the Most High will send Christ back.
It's like anybody wanted some of these, snacks here for you. It's feeling generous today. You don't have to take. You know, I'll eat them all. You don't take this poison, all right? I'll take the first one. It's all good. Go ahead.
So basically, just prepare yourself. Israel is the wife to the Most High. You can find the scriptures that always say Israel, like you got a wife to the Most High.
Right, yeah. I need to laugh at you too. Not in that manner. But as he's saying in the scriptures, the Lord refers to himself as our husband and Israel as his bride. So now this marriage and the wedding is talking about Christ coming back, his return to meet the bride, which is Israel. You get the point? So that's what this marriage here is talking. So when you say gird your loins, meaning prepare yourself, like how you would gird up to go to war. Just think like if somebody say get dressed, you re-rolling, you gonna what? If you're wearing sweatpants, what you gonna do? You gonna tie it up. If you have on, dress pants, you gonna pull that belt. You gonna gird up. You gonna get ready to go. You have on a sweat jacket, you throw that on, you zip that. Just think you're getting ready. Right, gird your loins. All right, keep reading. Where we at after gird your loins?
Verse 37, sir.
35. Let your loins be girded.
Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Book of Luke 12, verse 35.
Go ahead.
Let your loins be girded about and your lights burning.
If anybody want them, they're right here, right? Right? And the lights burning, of course, the truth. Right? The spirit of Christ. You get the point? Keep it burning. Keep the work you're doing going. The spirit you have going. Don't let your zeal dip. Don't let your light dim. You understand what I'm saying? It's me speaking metaphorical. You understand?
Come, sir.
Right, go ahead.
Come. Verse 36. And ye yourselves, like unto men that wait for their Lord, when he will return from the wedding.
And be like men who would wait on their Lord when he returns for the wedding. You get the point? Be ready when he returns, right? The return of Christ is like a marriage feast. You get the point? Go ahead.
Come. That when he cometh and knocketh, they may open unto him immediately.
What does that part mean? Shabbat.
He got his garment on. He's ready.
Why? Be ready so that when he cometh and knocketh, they open immediately. What does that mean?
They're instantly willing to accept him and follow him.
Yep.
It's like I would say that they're waiting because they're expecting them to come. So they're whenever the door knocks, they can be ready to open up.
Same thing as opposed to, go ahead.
Be ready for the kingdom.
They're ready for it. But as opposed to, it say, when he knocked, they'll open it immediately. Why does he say open it immediately?
We respect it.
Right. Okay, but why immediately? What does it mean? Okay, when somebody knock on the door, do you open it immediately? Why?
Because you're not there. You're doing something else.
Or, that's true, or why are you doing something else?
Because you're not expecting.
You're not expecting that person. So you ain't ready. You all over the house doing whatever, and you're not expecting them. But imagine you expecting somebody to show up and you waiting. I want to go to the bathroom, but I ain't want to miss the knock. Go ahead. Yeah, the sisters would know about that. That Amazon package. They don't even look at the notification. They need to see the picture. Here's the picture with the package right there. That house look like mine. Boom. Right? And they're coming down for it because they're ready. They're waiting for it. They would not open. Somebody who is not waiting for Christ to return, he ain't gonna open the door immediately. You understand? Why? Because, nigga, who's you? I ain't tell you to come. I didn't ask you to come here. You get the point? Just think your house. They ain't opening immediately because you're trying to receive it, right? Go ahead.
Come. Verse 37. Blessed are those servants whom the Lord, when he cometh, shall find watching. Verily I say unto you that he shall gird himself and make them to sit down to meat, and will come forth and serve him.
Right.
Serve them.
So now he's saying, blessed are those servants who are ready. All right. So now skip me down to 43.
Come on, sir. This is Luke 12, verse 43. Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find his so doing.
What does that mean? What?
It means that the servant is actually doing what his master's telling him to do when he comes. That's what he's expecting the servant to do. Whatever he commanded, he gave the order to do, and he finds him doing that thing that he ordered to do.
Whatever he was supposed to be doing at that time. When he show up, the servant who is doing what he is supposed to be doing. Don't take what he's ordered to do. Why don't take what he's ordered to do? Did it say that here?
Lot, sir.
That's number one. It didn't say what he's ordered to do. There's another reason why you shouldn't have it in your head as what he's ordered to do. What's that reason? There's another reason why you should not have it in your head as what this servant is ordered to do. Meaning, when the Lord comes, it would be good if the servant is doing what he's supposed to do. When Bukwash was answered, he said, it would be good if his Lord find him doing what he was ordered to do. Why you shouldn't understand it as what he was ordered to do?
Because one could mistake. One could mistake would say, I was ordered to do this, but you know you're supposed to do all this other stuff, but you wasn't ordered to do all this other stuff, but you know you're supposed to do that, but you're just sticking to that one thing that you was ordered to do, when you should be encompassing everything that you should be doing.
That's the only reason.
Okay.
But that's right, but that's not the reason. But it's that.
It's like if I make that one more time was a question.
You may.
I'm
a nigga right there.
Someone's a good thought.
Yeah, good thought.
I was gonna say,
Go ahead. It's all. Who won? Goddamn.
I would say it's like I remember like being a kid, and different times my father or parents would come into the classroom, and they,
That's my nigga right there. See what the God did? Come on, nigga. I got some. I got the gum for you after. Come on, get it up. Come on up here. You sure? You want to drink? Ain't no sweat out. Ain't no sweat. Whatever you all need. Go ahead.
Just like a parent, like if a parent walks in.
So, like, since you wanted anything, you sure? You needed anything to drink? You all don't just sit there and just be like, what somebody eating and drinking. Where?
I was gonna say, if like a parent walks in on their child in class, if they're in there doing their work, not being disruptive, doing what they're supposed to do, then that parent is proud. And if the parent walks in, the child especially doesn't know the parent is coming in, and now the parent, like soon the parent comes in and the child is acting up. Right. They usually start crying. They shame. They
start acting funny.
Yeah.
They start acting all funny.
Yep.
Okay, that's true. That's how it happens. But for the UPK, I want to know why. Why is it? Why you should never take it as only what you're ordered to do. There's a UPK. There's a UPK. Meaning behind it. You want it?
What's like you asking why you shouldn't do only
No.
what you.
Okay, read the scripture one more time.
Khan. Start from 42, sir.
That last scripture you just read.
Khan. This is Luke 12, 43.
Go ahead.
Verse 43. Blessed is the servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find his so doing.
Right? I actually see meaning of this. So I can break it down. What's the meaning of this one?
God, so this is speaking about the servant that's doing the work. Meaning like
when his Lord cometh,
God,
that he finds so doing. What's that mean?
That he wasn't expecting, he didn't know the exact time that the master was coming back. And so because
when his master show up, what's happened?
He's just found doing what he think the master would want.
Right. That's he's doing what the master wants.
Right.
I'm asking now when Bakwash was answered, he said, when the master show up, he's doing what he was ordered to do. And I said, okay, that's correct too, but as a UPK officer, you don't want to understand it as doing what you're ordered to do. There's another level to it.
So you won't get caught up with the heathens when Christ come back?
Just think, okay, you're not internalizing it as doing what you're ordered to do, but doing what you're supposed to do. Which is why he said, when he cometh, he shall find so doing,
Right.
or doing what he's supposed to do.
Right.
Why, for a UPK brother, you should internalize it as your Lord shows up and he finds you doing what you're supposed to do versus what you were ordered to do.
Because the spirit in here is like, just go do it. If something needs to be done, you shouldn't have to wait for the order to do what's right.
You absolutely on to that's it right there. I'm gonna word it for you, right?
Oh, God.
A good trooper does what?
What needs to be done?
No.
Does what an officer does.
Thought you had it. A good trooper does what?
Serve with the man above him.
A good trooper does what? Yeah, you.
Okay.
Yeah, you. You, brother in front here with big head.
Yeah.
Good.
A good trooper would do what
Remember, the UPK is so simple. It's just simple.
the general would do.
No. Arwadi, a good trooper does what?
Follow orders and do what he told you.
Give him a hand on that. Salat, yeah. A good trooper does what he's told to do.
Right.
What does a good officer do?
What he's told to do.
That's true, but there's another level to being a good officer.
What the man above would do.
That's true. There's another level.
What he's supposed to do.
That's right. I'm gonna word it different. A good officer does not need to be told.
Right. God.
You understand?
Right. God.
A good trooper does what he's told to do.
Right.
A good officer does not need to be told what to do.
Right.
He still does what he's told,
Right.
but he is not needed to be told what to do.
Right.
What's the spirit on that?
Taking ground. Well,
Okay, that's true, but let's think as opposed to. Just think as opposed to.
Right. The spirit is. It's almost like if you have to wait for the order, you really don't want to do it.
Thank you. Which is
Slack, lazy,
Christian.
right?
Nobody told me.
Right.
You know. Why is the black community in such a bad state, Al Sharpton? Well, nobody told me I had to pay all these bills.
Right.
I didn't know about that. But moving forward, we'll do something. Like that's why in here we're different.
Right.
You understand? That's why in here, once you have knowledge of something, you have a burden of responsibility with it.
Like, it's a bad thing to check and make sure, even though you know.
No, it's not a bad thing to check and make sure. What's the bad thing?
To not know and not do it.
It's a bad thing to not know.
What you're supposed to do as an officer.
It's a bad thing to sit there and do nothing.
Right.
That's horrible.
Right.
That's Christian.
It's like, if I may, sir, I think this is the precept, but the same thing where the cat was like, I fear you were an austere man. And so because
Hold that for me.
God, sir.
Hold that for me. Let's finish this one.
Come on.
All right, keep reading now.
Come on. This is the book of Luke 12, verse 44.
Mm-hmm.
Of a truth, I say unto you, that he will make him ruler over all that he has.
Why would the Lord make the type of servant who does what he's supposed to do ruler over everything? Why? Why could I just say, you know what? I'm just going to go wherever the Lord take me and just say, Nakamaya, take that camp out. Why? Why? Tell them.
You know, you trust that or know that I will do the job, or
Without?
telling me, or
That's it. Take it out of camp is there's so many components, so many moving parts, there's so much shit to do.
Right.
I don't have to tell him nothing. I could literally just go far away, and I'm not even worried. I'm not even like, Nakamaya, what's going on? Come on, so and so and so. Pick up the phone now. You know what I mean? It ain't none of that. There's a full confidence with him because he's an excellent officer.
Right.
He does things without being told to do it.
Right.
Meaning what? This is not a spirit of being a hero. Like, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do some brand new shit and invent something. Right. No. This is the spirit of, do I have to tell you, make these calls? Do I have to tell you, set this up? Do I have to tell you, break the men, get them water? Do I have to tell you, switch the reader? Do I have to tell you, pull this man in? Watch out for this devil over here. No, I don't have to micromanage you.
Right.
In other words, I don't have to change a diaper. You can wipe your ass yourself.
Right.
That's the way Israel understands it.
Right.
He's at a level where he could handle that shit. And if there's a problem that comes up, he can handle it without what's the play-by-play. You get the point? What's the step? How to do this? That's the level.
Right.
A good trooper does what he's told. Why? Because when you're coming in as a young man, you're fighting what? You're fighting decades of Christianity.
Right.
Christianity is what? Self-willed. I'm right. I know what the F I'm doing. When you don't know shit, what's the proof? Look at your life before you walk through these doors.
Right.
Look at how horrible it was. Look at the things we all experienced that was just like, why the hell did I even have to go through this shit?
Right.
So now you come in here and you fight the will of doing your own thing versus doing what somebody else who you don't know, who you don't have an idea of, you don't even have no affection. You know, affection, natural affinity or affection, which means some sort of liking to somebody could help you follow them because you're what's the word for it? Enamored, or you're impressed by them, you're captivated by them. Like LeBron James walk on any basketball court, niggas is doing whatever he wants. Run down there, do 10 suicides. Yeah, let's go. Why? Do they know him?
No.
Do they know if he molests children? I'm not saying he does.
Right.
But I'm just saying, you don't know nothing about this nigga. Why the hell are you doing what he say? Because they like him. In here, you don't have to like the nigga who telling you what to do.
Right.
But you should know that surely my life before was hell. So now this brother is telling me what to do. I should just do it.
Right.
You get the point? I'm speaking in context of lawful. You know what I mean? And not if your man tell you go murder somebody or kidnap somebody. Of course, don't do that dumb shit.
Right.
I would trust I don't have to tell you that part. I thought that I would trust you all excellent officers and good officers to become. So now, when you're a trooper or a young sister coming in school, you're a young man, your only job is to do what you're told.
Right.
Which is why the all black is so, you ever see, it doesn't seem you always all troopers, we always all troopers. And these sisters, you was a young sister in here at one time. Did it seem like, damn, these niggas really, they have a little bit of white? This shit black, but it's washed out. Did it seem like niggas was just riding you for your black? Sisters, did it seem like we was just over the top with it? Sis, that's good too tight. Where's your head wrap? Shut your mouth. Why are you talking so? Did it seem like it was just too much? You know why? Because you need to learn to abandon your self-will.
Right.
And just do what you're told.
Right.
You need to learn how to do that. That's something you have to be taught how to do, because it's natural to just not do what another force is trying to make you to do. Even in nature, you need a bigger force to move something forward. An overpowering force. You need to have a certain amount of will to do what somebody else wants.
Right.
Because at that very moment, you might not want to do that.
And that's why you gotta understand, you come out of the world, your woman come out of the world, you gotta be patient with y'all and leave.
You see how we come back around in full circle? We was talking about first woman, right? You didn't come out. You'll see why I just trust him, man. You see why I trust him, right? I don't want to hear nothing. Don't call me and say, come out on top of the podium, on top of the flag, swinging, cursing everybody up. I said, nigga, shut up. What you doing? At least he doing out there doing something. What are you doing? Shut him out. Don't tell me I'm on the camera. And I'll call the camera and be like, nigga, what the fuck you doing? Get him off the goddamn pole. Are you crazy? Call me and tell me nothing about him. He know what the hell he doing. But you get my point. It's a certain stage. It's growing. A good trooper does what he's told. Right. A good officer does not need to be told. Meaning, you run to responsibility. And you're being trained to do it. From the moment you become an officer, day one, you're going to get a job. I don't care if it's to pick up, blank paper and bring into print. We don't have a printer, but for some reason you're just buying paper. And I want Satan to tell you, why the fuck you getting this order to buy paper? You never don't even have no goddamn printer. Who knows where I'm going?
It wasn't. I wasn't putting my hand up to answer that, but
Well, put your hand up. If you wasn't putting your hand up, who put your hand up for you? Huh? Go ahead. Go ahead. There's a reason I eat these. This is holy. The insight into people's brain. Go ahead.
so I was just about to say, it's so heavy that you're saying because I.S.U.P.K is the only ones that I know that understands rank and order.
Without it, you can't have a society.
Right.
Without it, brother, to build a house, you have to have rank and order. Anybody who's ever built a house or seen a house built, what's the commanding general of a house?
The foreman.
Say again?
The foreman.
Mm-mm.
The blueprint.
Boy, you done take me somewhere else. That's true. Give him a hand. I wasn't talking about that. That's a lot. After that part, what's the top most important thing that everything has to go off of?
The architect?
No.
The cornerstone.
Which is what?
The foundation.
The foundation. It's the first thing. Foundation has to be built. And everything is built off of the foundation. The height of a building depends on the foundation. You understand? If you ever see a skyscraper going up in the sky, the first thing they do is drive piles into the earth. But if that foundation ain't there, that can't happen. Now, after the foundation, what's the next thing to go up?
Depends on concrete.
After that foundation, then beams go up and they put a roof on. And the roof is the foundation and the roof have a relationship. The weight of the roof is oftentimes what the foundation is bearing. The other stuff if you ever talk to any architect or engineer, they tell you the other stuff is negligible in weight. But the how high you want to go, that foundation had to be able to hold it with the winds. Because remember, this is like something in the ground. The ground is holding it like this. Imagine this was the building. The ground is holding here. And the wind blowing it. If I'm holding it here, it blows. I have to put enough in the ground so it's like this, solid. And then you go up and put the roof, because that's a ton of weight. And then after, everything else does. Everything else coming. Framing coming, this coming, your duct work, your plumbing, all that. But that foundation had to be first. You get the point? And then nature has rank and order. Without it, you can't have anything. Go ahead.
Salaki, sir. If I may, you always said bedrock.
Bedrock, exactly. And the foundation, listen, you got to hit that bedrock with them piles. That piles can't just rest on just moving soil, because soil settles. So after a while, you ever see somebody front yard when the house just built, it's smooth, the driveway. And then after about 10 years, part of the driveway do this. That's because the soil underneath settles. You know, soil compact. Over time, the weight shifts because it's not even. Right. You got to hit that bedrock that it can't shift. Then you start to build. You start to move. Rank and order is everything. You don't have it you're going to have, everything you see outside. You get the point? Right. Let's get back to what we was on.
Come. Luke 12, verse 45.
Mm-hmm.
But and if that servant say,
why would the Lord make the servant rule over everything? Because he does what he is supposed to do. Meaning, a man who is in charge of everything. Just think like a president. You think he goes, the man who's in charge of national security, you think the president micromanages national security or micromanages the minister of health? He doesn't do that. Right. He puts somebody who he doesn't have to tell everything. Exactly. You get the point? It's I can't put this child over this kid. I had to tell this kid, sit down. This man, though, I don't have to tell him. He knows what he's doing. That's what they say. Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He can handle it. You get the point? Go ahead.
Come. Luke 12, verse 45. But and if that servant say in his heart,
mm-hmm.
my Lord delayeth his coming.
Go ahead.
and shall begin to beat the men servant and maidens, and to eat and drink, and to be drunken.
What does it say? Read one more time.
Verse 45. And if that servant say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to beat the men servants and the maidens, and to eat and drink, and to be drunken.
What does he say? Come on.
Now this is for say like brothers in the truth, waiting on Christ, then you lose faith. Now
Okay, don't give me the metaphor first and then relate it. Give me what it's actually saying.
Okay, look like the servant saying, "Oh, so like that this person's delaying. This person takes too long to come."
And who is this person?
Christ. No,
his boss.
His boss, like
his Lord. His Lord's supposed to come back and do what? Relieve him of the job or pay him. But his Lord is not there yet. His Lord's supposed to come back, but he delayed. Think he's coming late. You get the point? Think that he's coming through late. So now because he's coming late, he can't get relief, he can't get paid. Right? And now this servant begins to do what?
He begins to get angry and start abusing his responsibilities.
That's perfect, God. He's abusing or neglecting what he is supposed to do. You understand? He's neglecting it, and now he start abusing the men servants and abusing the women servants. His master is not abusing him, though. You get the point? And he now starts to know what? Reward himself. He now starts to what? Eat and drink and be drunken. On whose money? On whose food? Whose drink? Not his, because he himself is a servant. You get the point? This is what happens in the Christian church. This is the Christian church. Go ahead. Please, come on.
It's like for the sound.
No, it's all good. Come on with it.
That's exactly. I'm about to put my hand up and say that's the Christian pastor right there.
That's a Christian preacher. That's a Christian preacher. That's, come on.
Like if I made a good precept for this one is it say Christ will come like a thief in the night, like unexpected. But they the Christian pastors, they're putting a time like he's gonna come this day, July 12th, about 1999, something like that.
Exactly.
And then they get exposed when he don't come that day.
And they don't have the wind to do the job to finish the race.
Right.
They're running the race, but imagine you're running a race and somebody telling you finish line here, you're reaching up to here, you're like, all right, I'm gonna get this drink of water, and then they say, oh nah, it's really 10 miles down the road. You're gonna be like, some people will do what? Immediately. Come on, Babak.
They immediately quit. But it's heavy what you're saying, because Camp Saparim was telling me that when he was going through the Hebrew Academy, the brothers was the instructors was telling him this is going to be the date that was going to be over. That date came, and then the instructor was like, "It's over when we tell you it's over." And then he said he had a class about like 12 brothers. All of them quit, and he was the only one that stayed, and he's the only one that's still in truth from that time.
Yeah, give Sapari a hand. I was talking about this one Sapari the other day. You go ahead. He's a stone cold brother right there. Yeah. Stone cold brother. I remember him as a young brother. He wouldn't say shit out, but he wrote everything down. And a brother like that, he pays attention to detail.
Right.
And he's seeing what's done, and he's doing what's done. And what's done is to do what? Do the job.
Right.
Until when? Until when? No.
Until you die.
Come on, boy. Look, I'm asking it, boy. You cheating. You see my answers, huh? You do the job until you die. Right. That's it. So because if Christ returned and you ain't dead, what does that mean? You stop doing the job? You get the point? You do the job until you can't do it no more. Which is when you die. You get the point? He that endures until Christ comes. He that endures until when? The when? Okay. When is the end for a man or a woman? The pine box. Amazing, great. You're so good. That's the end of you. You for the worms now.
Right.
You do your job until that day. Ibaria did his job until that day. Who's the brother in North Carolina name? Makataza. He did the job until the end. You get the point? Officer Ayash Kamawar had a brother who was in the true. What's his name? Ari Rakar. He did the job until the end. There's a sister, I think from Syracuse or New York. I can't remember her name. She did the job until the end. There's a couple of people who, they did the job until the end. They did their job. You get the point? They finished. The scriptures say the devil rise first in Christ. Boy, they done did the job. We still have work to do. You get the point? That's the spirit on it. Keep reading now. Let me get to the point.
Come on, sir. Luke 12, verse 46. The Lord of that servant will come in a day when he looketh not for him, and at an hour when he is not aware, and will cut him in sunder, and will appoint him his portion with the unbeliever.
What does that say?
It's saying that the Lord, this is still talking about when the dude, the guy, the servant getting drunk and abusing. So now that he will start getting drunk and reward himself, when his boss finally does come, his boss will punish him and deal with him like a person.
And cut him asunder.
Cut him asunder.
He punish him.
And will punish him.
He cut him down to size. That's what cutting asunder means. Cut him in half. Cut him in two. Break him down to size. Cut him asunder and give him his real reward. Because really, remember, he wanted a reward. That's why he said he will reward him his portion then with the unbelievers, because he didn't do what he was supposed to do. You get the point?
So
like he needed somebody to tell him, continue doing your work out. The servant is not here. But he's the highest one. Who gonna give him an order? You understand? Which is why he was doing Command General YAHANNA. He did what he was supposed to do. Something happened, and then he was the highest man, and nobody has to tell him nothing. And what he did, Hebrew Academy 101, follow the last order. He just kept doing what he was supposed to do. Just kept doing it. Just kept doing it when it didn't make sense. When it was him by himself, when it was him and Jeremiah Hyman, him and Jeremiah for years. And then other brothers came. You get the point, General Hodge, General SHALAM, General Katham, General Q. And then more men came, and then more men came, and more men came. And now it's, you have a whole nation. But at one time, it was just one. And then it was 2 and 3, and then 7, and then 10, and then 14, and then 2 schools somewhere. And then a brother from the West Coast called. And we don't know who the hell if he going to stick. And a brother from Chicago called. And he going to, I don't know. And then Florida called. And then UK called. And they're all troopers. And we don't know. And then they just do what they're supposed to do. And now you have Captain 13,000 Gadalha. You have Captain 13,000 Mao Quad. You have Captain 10,000 Shuoyala. You have Captain 10,000 Parashia. You get the point? Because those were men who just did what they were supposed to do. They came in as young men and troopers, and did what they were told, and they did that well. They did that so excellent, they were put in charge of everything. Gadalha run everything west of, Texas. Mao Quad run the whole Midwest. All the Appolis. Indianapolis, Minneapolis, whatever Appolis. That's his. Shawoyala down there in the foot. You get the point? And Parashia, once you cross this side, what do they call that? The equator is this way. What do they call the one this way?
Prime meridian.
The meridian, the prime meridian. Once you cross there, you're in his territory. Everything that side. He in charge of it all because he was a trooper. They were all troopers who did what they were who did what they were told to do. So good, they became officers. And then they became officers who did what they were supposed to do so well. The Lord came and saw it and said, their Lord came and saw it and said, run this whole zone. I don't have to micromanage you no more. You make sure men wear their all black. You make sure brothers, do what they had to do. And you clean brothers up too. It ain't just about forcing to do something. It's helping you. It's training you to think at the same time and solving your problems. It's hand in hand. It's left foot, right foot. Left foot, right foot. Left foot, right foot. And before long, you strong and standing up and answering and solving your own problems. And then you start solving other brothers' problems and other sisters' problems. And now, you know, you over somewhere that you would have never thought it would have been 4 or 5 years ago. You get the point?
Come.
Keep going. Come on.
So, like, if I may, can't forget about a mighty captain up in Washington, D.C., Captain Mashak.
Oh, shit. Nah, it's like Most High Christ, brother. Most High Christ. Hey, shit. I appreciate that. It's a water, brother. I see you trying to get advancements in the 90 days. I'm going to make you do every one. Because I'm so mighty. So water. We'll make sure you don't forget any day. It's a water. Go ahead,
So, like I said, I have a question about verse 46.
Please.
So, would you say this will be a strong checking or judgment?
No, this is both. This is both.
Yeah, with that being said too, because the part that I saw when it said at an hour, I was gonna say, would it be safe to say to use the precept in Revelation when Christ will destroy Babylon in 1 hour, and this would be the same thing?
Okay, it doesn't. Okay, it doesn't say his judgment comes in an hour.
Come.
Read the part again. What you talking about?
Okay, I said the Lord of that servant will come in a day when he look not for him, and at an hour when he is not aware.
Meaning at a time. Like 3 p.m. is an hour, meaning it's a appointed time. The hour in Revelations is a space of time, like saying a day or a month. You get the difference?
So the cut him asunder will be the checking, and appoint him his portion, that be the judgment.
Appoint him his portion when?
With the unbelievers.
Yeah, he can't be here with the believers.
Right.
Because he doesn't believe.
Right.
He stopped believing after 3 p.m. But 3 p.m. is when his Lord was supposed to return, and he ain't returned. So since I ain't getting no relief or I can't get paid, shit, I ain't working no more.
Right.
Everybody's Christian. Do what you all want. Do everything you all want. Whatever. Just give me the pew fund and the roof fund and the tithes and buy me a jet like Creflo. Is Creflo who else is jet? Creflo and the Purple Sodomite and the GMS and whoever else. Just be like that because, of course, they couldn't wait. They couldn't tarry no more.
Right.
You get it? One day, they ran out of gas. Right. They ran out of gas, and you better pray that you never run out of gas. Right. You just pray that the Lord give you enough gas. Just think about how Israel is driving a car with the thing on E. Just let me make it home. I'll figure out how to drive tomorrow. That's how you should live your life. Just let me make it one more day, Lord. One more day. I'll worry about tomorrow. Right. But you start now, losing faith of the car on E. Salaki. Kabirun? Keep reading that. Salaki. You're all looking at me like, this is not personal, Salaki. Salaki. I didn't even ask the question. I didn't choose this topic. I have another topic. Come on.
So like, I can't lie. I was thinking about my class when I was
Go ahead, please.
Go with God. This is Luke 12, verse 47.
Mm-hmm.
And that servant which knew his Lord.
And Slaki, this is for sisters too. I know sometimes the teaching could come across as just for the brothers, and sometimes sisters don't understand her responsibility in it. The point of this precept here is still, or this section here is still doing what you're supposed to do, and never losing faith. And a woman has that same responsibility as well. Doing what you're supposed to do after you've been trained from being told what to do. At a point in time, you're gonna be a sister that now you already know what to do. You already know how this thing runs, and you continue in it, and you never lose faith. You get the point? No matter what happens, you never lose it. You get the point? Go ahead.
Come. Verse 47.
Mm-hmm.
And the servant which knew his Lord's will and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes.
All right. Keep reading.
Come. Verse 48. But he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes. For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required. And to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask for the more.
All right. Who could break it down? This one is a little thick though.
It's like the first part, 47 for the man who knows better and knows the law and knows the job and the given orders and hasn't been doing what he's supposed to. It's the punishment is severe for him.
Yep. Why? Why is the punishment more severe?
Because you knew better. You knew how the way your
You know what? You knew. Just keep it simple. You knew.
You knew what was a part of it.
We've been saying one thing all night. You knew what he was supposed to do. You understand? You knew what you were supposed to do. That thing, when you say it like that, it resonates different with Israel. What you're supposed to do, what does that sound like? If you put it into other words without using supposed to. What does it sound like?
A commandment.
What I told you.
Okay, when I say, let me say it, go ahead.
Like saying like your responsibility.
Yeah. It's like, without anybody saying anything. Does somebody tell you to pay your bills? Does somebody tell you to pay your phone bill?
No.
Anybody has auto pay on their bills?
No.
Some people. I don't do that shit. Them niggas get that money when I say they get that shit. Salam. You know what I mean? That may not be the right thing. I got a nation to build on. Salakia. Shit. Goddamn. Them niggas was eating horses over the Delaware Bridge. You could wait 4 or 5 days for your goddamn money. Right. Anyway, but you pay it when you are supposed to. Right? Nobody has to tell you, pay them bills. Right? Nobody has to tell you, make sure you pay this or you do that or you. But then there's some things you know you're supposed to do, and you act like you ain't seeing that shit. Some people just hide the shit. Can't see it. All right. You get the point? What you're supposed to do, you know you're supposed to do it. And if you're not doing it, you're going to be spanked with many stripes. You're going to receive many. Why? Because you know better. Anybody have children, nieces, nephews? They do some shit they know no better. You tell them, don't do that no more. What's wrong with you? Little check-in. Go to your room. Do this. Nah, stop playing with that. They do some shit that they know they ain't supposed to do, brother. They get that whooping that they dance. They start tapping in. They start dancing because you go extra because they know they're not supposed to do it. So now I have to give you a consequence. The nice thing about it is, even when nobody tells you what you're supposed to do, and then you don't do what you're supposed to do, the angels record everything. And then the Lord steps in and judges you. Sometimes it's better to fall into the hands of man than the Lord. That's all I can say. Because when the Lord had to punish you, he's going to slap you sideways. Right. He's going to do it. He's going to do it and it's going to hurt. And this is the thing. If you're not spiritual, or if you're not honest with yourself, or if you're not where you're supposed to be in it, you're going to ask yourself, well, why the hell is this happening? And you're going to get smacked again.
It's like, if I may, my grandfather caught me and my cousin doing something he wanted. He just came in.
Something he wasn't supposed to do.
Well, he was playing too loud, and he came in and he whooped both of us, right?
Oh, it sound like that. I can sound like something else. You said that first. He said we was playing too loud. He don't like no. It's like he caught us doing something. Like, all right. Well, we was playing too. That's what like some lawyer talked to me. Yeah, I mean, that's what like some Jewish lawyer talked to me. Well, Your Honor, it wasn't. Go ahead, Adam.
But put it in perspective, because that whooping right there didn't really hurt, right? So I got real bold. The next time he told me not to do something, I did it anyway. Right. When I tell you he tore all the backside of me off. That one hurt.
He tore all the side and the insulation out.
I really knew better, and I did it anyway. And that one really hurt. Yeah, that's life, and okay. Sometimes the Lord do something now. Come on.
It's a lot of too. If I may, sir, it's fair too.
Give him a hand, bro. Like the Lord is not a bully. He's absolutely fair. And sometimes the shit don't seem fair to you, but so be it. You're gonna realize how fair it is after. It's you're not gonna balance the scale because it was doing what you was not doing what you were supposed to do.
Right.
Now, and that's if you do something and you know better. Now, the next verse, if you don't know any better, what does he say? Break it down.
Saying if you don't know any better, and you know you still been doing the same things, like breaking the law.
Whatever it is, it doesn't. Whatever it is,
Whatever.
just think supposed to know, and you don't know.
Like Officer Shapat said at first with your uncle, grandfather, it would be a minor checking because that's like your first warning. Because you didn't know.
Okay, but he said he did know. What happened is his grandfather had mercy, which is something which is a character you have to have in a position of authority. You have to have mercy. You have to be willing to, okay, this was a mess up. I'm going to check him. Just not, hopefully he understands. Hopefully this person is smart enough to recognize that they should get here, but I'm giving them here. But Israel, as a people, we very common. We very common. If we're supposed to get here, and then we get here, what does Israel think? Come on. What do we think?
Like, oh, damn, he didn't give you. I'm supposed to get this. He saw.
Okay, come on.
What we did wasn't that bad. Something like that.
That's true. That's one level. Okay, that's probably in the beginning of mercy. When you get mercy after a while, you start thinking something else.
You said we supposed to get hit, but we got hit. We think hit was hit. Like we think it was.
Okay, you want it.
But nobody is perfect. The Lord still.
So okay, when I say he owns it, meaning he said you start thinking here is here, meaning that's all. Well, I got that's soft. You start thinking the person who bringing judgment is soft. You feel yourself. You start feeling yourself, right? Because the person bringing judgment really does not want to go. That person doesn't want to be in that space with you. Anybody who is in that seat, you best believe if they looked over your life for so long, they begin to love you. All your problems and all your bullshit, they love it. And they don't ever want to be in that space with you. However, their all black was perfect at one point in time. When there was an all black, that black was black arc. And they remember that. And they remember what they're supposed to do. And what in this situation where you think they're soft, or you think you fly and you could do whatever, are they supposed to do in that situation? Hurt you. It's supposed to hurt you. It's supposed to do something to hurt you. It's their duty. And if that person doesn't hurt you, they did you a disservice. They're wrecking your life by not hurting you. They have to hurt you. I have to now. All right, no sweat. Go get it belt. I have to do it. That's it. I have to hurt you now. I don't want to, but I have to break you.
Just the day off that I have another respect for my grandfather. Just for that.
Give him a hand. He living on your life. Oh, he dead. He living on your dead. He passes. We're going to build a kingdom for him now. We're going to build a kingdom for him. And another thing, brother. Black and Hispanic men, no offense to the sisters. My sisters get their flowers every day. The R&B singers singing about how great and beautiful and wonder and blah, 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 blah. Nobody don't make a song for niggas.
Right.
Who's sweating, toiling, working $7 an hour, taking all the disrespect and still coming home and not committing suicide.
That's right.
That grandfather, brother, he deserves a hand. That nigga loved you and wanted better for you. And you wouldn't hear. Me too. Me too. We all did. Our parents just did the best they could. Our grandparents did the best they could. Now you're in the Lord's house, though. The pain here is different. You'd rather get your ass kicked than to the street. Those of you who ever go through something, you'd rather just get, a couple teeth knocked loose, a busted eye, You can put some ice on that shit. That spiritual affliction you go through in here from doing some dumb shit, you rather trade it up. That's just it. You get the point? So now this is we went through all that so the brother get the context of it. There's nothing wrong in not knowing. You're still gonna pay the price though, but not as heavy as if you did know and you brazenly just said, you know what, F it. I'm just doing the hell I want. Time? No sweat. All right, go ahead.
I was gonna put a precept to
Please.
2 Peter chapter 2, verse 21.
Hold that one. Because I can the one he was holding was you have it or he could read it first. Okay, go ahead.
Luke chapter 19, verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
So verse 20.
Mm-hmm.
And another came, saying, Lord, behold, here is thy pound, which I have kept laid up in a napkin. For I feared thee, because thou art an austere man.
Mm-hmm.
Thou takest up that thou layest not down, and reapest that thou didst not sow. And he said unto him, out of thine own mouth will I judge thee,
Mm-hmm.
thou wicked servant.
Right? Anybody understand? Everybody knows this precept? Right, read it again from the top, all right? You're focusing, all right? What's up, you needed something?
Nah,
Say it. Say what's going on. You need God chair. What's going on?
nah. Also, our body was trying to say something to me.
No, so you need him?
Oh, nah.
You sure? Say something.
Oh, nah, sir. I was just letting them know that also the quad shit, trooper, a couple of them, ready to leave.
Yeah, that's the wild. They're going to leave on their own. They ain't no sweat. He can get one and handle the door. No sweat. He got it for No, it's just, I won't explain it after, but this is the custom. The youngest brother who trained him on Shema always does the main class. But this is where he'll get the most work. Get practice searching the most people. You get the point? Your base for that done. Get out of what he did his job excellent. He over here looking like, I need to be doing that. Listen, you did that excellent. Like, I got more work for your ass, though. I got more work for you. In a minute, you're going to be like, let me just go back on Shema. No, nigga. All right, go ahead. Because
Luke chapter 19, verse 20. And another came, saying, Lord, behold, here is thy pound, which I have kept laid up in a napkin.
Mm-hmm.
For I fear thee, because thou art an austere man.
So now this is the parable of the talents. Talents is like money. Right? Imagine a man who was in charge giving men a pound of money, or like $100 each. One brother, he take the money and fold it up in a napkin and kept it. Just kept it and kept it safe. Right? Just kept it safe. Just think, think of your old Christian grandmother who have all the jewelry. She don't wear no jewelry, and then she pull out some little thing and here, sonny, and all this jewelry there. Right? Go ahead. She did nothing with it. Right. Go ahead.
For I fear thee, because thou art an austere man.
Your drive slave, all right?
Go
ahead, troop. Get for God more Go ahead, troop. Keep trooping out. You do an excellent job out. Keep rocking. No sweater. Please.
Thou takest up that thou layest not down, and reapest that thou didst not sow. And he said unto him, out of thine own mouth will I judge thee, thou wicked servant. Thou knewest that I was an austere man, taking up that I laid not down, in reaping that I did not sow. Wherefore then gavest not thou my money into the bank, that at my coming I might have required my own usury?
All right, go ahead.
I'll keep reading. And he said unto them that stood by, take from him the pound, and give it to him that have 10 pounds. And they said unto him, Lord, he hath 10 pounds. For I say unto you, that unto every one which hath shall be given, and from him that hath not, even that he hath shall be taken away from him.
All right. Who understands it?
There were others that were given a pound, and they actually took their pound and they did the work. Like they
did something with their pound. They multiplied.
They multiplied. They made something of it. They didn't just keep it there and just sit there where he did just that. He
Mhm.
just held it. He didn't do any work with it.
Mhm.
You know, that's like the truth. You're giving the truth. You just sit back and you're not bringing nobody trying to, not trying
to multiply.
fish anybody or
Okay, you want to say multiply. You know why? Because when you define it, what you do is, for brothers listening might think that's all you can do. And that's not the right thing to do. Because, of course, you could fish people just by wearing your shit to your slavery. You get the point? You get the point? Not, you don't have to go and pull people all the way in. You could just be a walking billboard for the truth. So you want to just make it, general. You have it and you didn't increase it. You didn't multiply. Because the multiply could come in any format. The multiply could shit. The multiply, the Nakama multiply. You see how many boys there are now? 3? And he about to go for 2 more? You know what I mean? In 15 years, you know what I mean? Niggas is he gonna have a camp for himself if everybody lead the truth. Y'all fuck around and, lead the truth. And the camp gonna be like, all right, no sweat, let's go to camp, boys. And he's going to go to camp. There's one way. You could go multiply it and bring people in, bring your family in, go to your slavery, make tapes all day long, take your money, go on the goddamn radio station, let them hear you. You can do a whole ton of shit, but you gotta have some hustle in you, some, get, or just do what you're supposed to do. Right? Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, a couple classes ago on the Wednesday, when we was talking about taking ground. You know what I'm saying? Like, that person got that talent.
You gotta have that. I want to multiply this. I want when he comes back, I want to show him what I've done, or I want to show him all the things that I was supposed to do. You get the point? I want to, bring this and present it. Like any good son would or daughter would. Go ahead.
Make your election sure.
Make your election sure. All that's in the spirit of it. You don't know, but shit, you're gonna put on such a show. It's like, you know what? Can't deny this brother work here or the sister work here. You get the point? So now he did not multiply it, he kept it. And the Lord said, I'm taking away your talent and doing what?
He said, I'm giving it to somebody else.
Why?
Because that brother knows what to do with it. That brother's going to, do something with this.
Okay, what is it? And to make it more understandable in context. What is the talent really? The truth, but it's still some more. It's the truth. It's blatant. It's the truth. But I can't take the truth from you and give it to you. You understand what I'm saying? So what is the talent in actual practical world?
It's the job. The job gotta keep going.
So I could take the job you do and give it to somebody else? Now I'm giving him more work.
Like, almost the same thing Officer Barack was saying, but the rank.
What is the talent in the Bible? Come on.
Oh, no, I'm about to say authority.
That's true, but sometimes it ain't even authority.
Discipline.
Understand?
The kingdom.
No. Come on.
Of building a nation. So I guess one more time.
When he says, take his talent and give it to somebody else, take it to the one who had, right? Meaning the one who multiplied and got 10 and 3 and 5. And I say, why he doing that? You all said, because he knows what to do with it. What is the talent really?
Well, it's like a sir for me. Wisdom.
You onto it.
Work.
I'm going to say it just for time's sake. Come on.
It's like following the law.
Says,
I was gonna say money.
that's damn near the closest answer. But is it always money though? What's another word for it? I'm giving it to you. Resources. Imagine somebody give you resources, and all you do is just keep it to yourself. I'm just keep the Sabbath. I'm gonna make sure all the kids don't eat pork, and we're gonna have our little Passover right here. And get the point? And you never ever change somebody's life. then the Lord know how to come and give your resources to somebody who will change 10 people's life. Because you are not doing what you should do with the resources. You get the point? When you have somebody here who have the same resources you have, and then double it and triple it and find some other way to even make this resources seem like it's 100 times the resource. The same resource you have, and you and did nothing. Nobody's saying you have to do what the dude who did 10 or 3 with. You could have come back with 1. That's what you could have do. You could have flipped it. Right? You know when people understand it, when it comes to our sin. And brothers, whoever, Lord, forget about it. Whether you have a brother or sister who was ever in the drug game, you get something, you can't just come back with it. I ain't sold nothing. You got to come back with money. Or you can't come back with the same cost price. You got to come back with what you're supposed to come back with. And the drug dealer don't want the same packet back. He don't want, brother, I gave you this work. What do they call it? Work. I gave you this work, and you ain't, where's the money? Well, I don't care about the work no more. I need the money. I need the produce from it. You get the point? Okay. And what happens when you can't produce? Give this work to so-and-so, because he down there handling them blocks. Because you don't know what the hell you doing. In fact, just go wash the car. I'm taking you off the corner. You get the point? Okay. It's the same scenario. The truth is a business. The truth is a business that you invest in. That you put yours, because it's your business. This is your business that you're marketing to people, that you want people to buy. You get the point? You want people to buy. What's the precept I want? Buy the truth and sell it not. That's in Psalms or Proverbs. You want people to buy into it. You want people to come and buy into it so you multiply it. You're going to have to market it. You got to make it look good. You're going to present it. You got to go where the traffic is. You get the point? You're going to have to put a store. Where would you sell the most if you had a store? Times Square or in the middle of Nevada? The middle of the desert somewhere. Where would you sell more? Because why? There's more people there. You want to get where people are. So now when you understand that, you understand that the internet has the most audience. So you want to get on there and push everything out and make it look good and put it in a way people gonna bite. Right? People on the street like what? What do people on the street like? You walking down the road, what do people like? Lights, cameras, action. What, in other words, glory, flashy. You want to give them that thing to make them be like, damn, what the fuck you into? You know what I mean? What you wearing? What's going on? Y'all see it every time we go out. Y'all walk up to the register. The sister asks what y'all want. She can't take her eyes off of you while you says, I want the lamb, I want this, that. And she, what was that again? Because you look so different, Doc. You're investing in your business. You get what I'm saying? You're pushing the thing out. You get it. The truth is a business. And if you get it and you don't treat it like a business, then this is not the business for you. So you can give it to somebody else who can handle the business. You understand? That's what this one. That's what you're trying to say, Kazak? With this precept, you're trying to relate it back to the other one. All right. And that's basically what he, is like saying that. It's like somebody who would keep it is in the same spirit of that servant who just beat the people. He would just continue doing the work. You get the point? It's the same type of spirit. Go ahead.
Salam, sir, for me, I got the precept that you got.
Go ahead, please.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 23, verse 23. Buy the truth and sell it not. Mm-hmm. Also wisdom and instruction and understanding.
Right? Buy the truth and sell it not. Also wisdom, instruction, and understanding. What does that mean? Buy the truth and sell it not.
It's priceless.
I don't know what the hell you say. Come on, explain it to me.
They say buy the truth and sell it not. Meaning like there's nothing that can compare to this. Is you?
They not giving it to me.
It's like buy the truth and sell it not. It's similar to fishing. You're rearing them in so they accept the truth.
I would say take on the truth and don't put down your sword. Don't put down your gun.
You kind of on to. You ain't giving me the whole thing. So,
This has to be the most valuable thing too. You won't give it up. You willing to buy? You use a
you're
pearl.
willing. Exactly. Go ahead.
The pearl, the kingdom of heaven is like a pearl.
Okay, don't do the metaphors and just break it down.
Meaning you willing to expand all resources.
What's valuable to Israel in the world? A nigga in the world.
Chains, shoes.
How he getting chains and shoes?
With his money.
Money. That's what's valuable to Israel in the world. Money. You know how I know? Yeah, coming to school, pay some tithes. What? The tithes is corn. Where the fuck is the corn then, nigga? Israel, as people in the world, we don't part with no money for nothing. So if a nigga spend his money, he love that shit. The scriptures say, where you lay your treasure, that's where your heart is also. You get the point? Where you place that money, that's where your heart is. That's what you love. You don't know how I know you love the truth? I see what you spend your money on. If you got more Jordans than studs, who do you love? Jordan. We ain't arguing. If you can say you love, what you do more, all right, brother. I'm wrong. You're right. But then receipts say something else, though. In fact, Jordan put you on his mailing list, you buy so much damn Jordans. Yeah, I mean, that's a real thing. You understand? The people in Joanne's don't know you because you come in there, hey, how you going? You want my dad? You want my dad? You know what I mean? That's how they talk, right? I'm more bites. Go up in there to buy some fabric and something. Hey, dad, don't my dad, don't my dad. You done up in there so goddamn much, they don't know what you want. They give you a discount because you're buying so much shit because you buying the truth. You buying studs and garments and I'm just talking about buying because of course not every brother or sister has money. So now what they do, how do you get money in the world?
Work.
And working is doing what? What are you selling? Your time. So now if you don't have money to buy and the things you love, now you devote your time to it. There's no more precious thing than time. How do I know you love this work? You're always here. The best ability is what? Availability. You always here. You always here. You're always here. So your God was like that. Your God was like that. I down there crying when your God left DC. God damn it, boy. He was a brother where if he's late a day or he can't make it, you're going to really feel it that day because he does his job so well. It's damn near like, imagine this wall behind here was made up of bricks. But you don't see it because there's a plaster over it. But imagine one brick would go missing right here. You're going to be like, damn, I didn't even know that brick was there. Get the point? But he does his job so flawless, is like that. And he was always there, always there, always there. He put his time into it. Why? Why he put his time into it? Because he loved it. He loved it. And come on, would you have preferred to bring the boy tonight or prefer to have leave him home with his brother and his mother? But why you bring him with you? You had to, right? Yeah, but you love him. So you know what? I couldn't do anything else. You come with me. Come here. Get the point? You brothers who have children, do you want to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning comforting them? Do you want to be? Is it be like, oh, 3 o'clock, let me go rub this baby's chair on back? No, you don't want to. Why you do it? All right then. Be at camp. You don't want to be there, right? Why you there? Because you love this shit. That's it. You want to be at academy, somebody yelling in your face and telling you drop and run up here and run up there and say, nigga, I don't think you're going to get no jacket today. And wanting to fight, niggas up in your face. You don't need this jacket in the while. You don't need, you can go out in the world and be a Christian and you want to fight. You don't need to be there. Why you there though? Why you come back? Half the time, because I don't want to see this brother next week. Because I be having this, he's like, nah, so they're all good. That quick picture he put up was to convince me, I down there was telling him this whole class gonna fail. Because I can like, fuck that. Yo, knee here, put a knee here. Look hard. And he put some real poetic Shakespearean shit. Like, while you all out in the world, committing faggotry, these men are something. I was like, this is mother so and so. Because I really love these niggas, huh? Yeah, I mean, shit, goddamn. I really love these niggas. Because I called the car and said, how the academy was? I can show you the call up now. It's about 45 minutes on the phone. And I'm like, this nigga really love these niggas in the academy. That's it. That's how you prove the shit. By where you put your time, where you put what's valuable to you, your money. That's why it says buy truth. Buy the truth and sell it not. Meaning there's nothing you would trade this for, which is the invaluable part you was talking about. You have to give me the buy part, though. Because the buy part is hard for people. Because buying meaning you're losing something. You're losing money. You're buying Jordans, cars, watches. In your mind, this car, this watch is worth how much ever man hours you gave that oppressor. That's really what it is. When you buy something, in your mind, this $250 shoe was worth half a week or quarter of my week paycheck, how much ever money you make. That's really what you're doing. You're like, I could sacrifice that. You know how much $250 is? That's groceries for a month, for a family, not just one nigga. But you could put that on your foot. How often are you wearing them shoes? Could go out on them. How often are you wearing them shoes? Every day?
Nope.
How often?
Some of these cats, if it's a Jordan, it's an icy bottom, them things come out once a year.
Once a year. Once a year. I know. Just keep them in the box. And in the box, they're in a plastic bag. When they get brushed a few times for the year, it's suede and cleaned off. With the receipt in it. Just, that's just, to flex on whoever watching. Because you really love that shit, though. You ain't wearing it every day. Nobody ain't seeing it. But you really love that shit. Well, let the truth get 50% of that. You don't even have to be I don't need you here watching the podium all the time. You know what I mean? But at least 50%. Give me 25% of that. We take over these. You get the point? That's where you have to go in your mind with it. Now, if where your treasure is somewhere else, that's really what you love, and you're not fooling me on the camera. You're fooling yourself. You're really just fooling yourself. Man, go in the mirror and say, I got you. I tricked you, didn't I? Nobody mirror like this. Like, this is the mirror here. Come from the side. Got you. I tricked you. You thought I was in the truth, didn't you, motherfucker? Come on, let's go drink. Let's go buy some Jordans, man. Because you're fooling yourself.
What cut me heavy, because I don't like to be a hypocrite, but what cut me real heavy is brothers in the world, we quick to come together on a bottle or come together at a table at a club.
I didn't say that.
But when it comes to, like, you know what I'm saying, to do a business or coming into the truth, it's like we all separate. There's no compromising on it.
Yeah, because to come together on a bottle is, I'm going to drink this thing. It don't taste good. But the pleasure that comes from it, I could put 25 in this bottle. But in your mind, that tithe or your service, what am I getting for it? In fact, I'm losing. I can't slave. I don't wear this old big hair. These ribs don't like this shit. I don't grow my beard. You're losing in your mind. You don't see how much you're fucking gaining out. And that's fine. You don't need to see it. Because I like multiplying shit. And I just need you to just leave the cover when you go. Please. You see, I have mine, right? See it? I brought it down tonight. This is a new one, though. This ain't the one I graduated with, but this is a new one. I got this in, I think this was in Kazakh them year. I was like, give me a 2008 with Kazakh them year. I plan to get a new one every year. So that as traitors leave, I could be like, I got more jackets than you, nigga. I just collected. Get the point? Just when you decide to now say that, to tell everybody to come out. You know, you're hiding in the closets all the time. When you decide to come out to the world and say, all right, y'all, I can't live with this lie no more. I'm a real Christian. Just leave the jacket. Leave the cover. Get the point? Just leave the cover. The sister don't have no cover, but leave the headpiece or something. Leave the headpiece on the scales, another sister can use it. But this is where you come and you get fully invested in it. Get fully invested. That was the Amazon nigga. What's his name? Steve Jobs? Bezos. Where he start? Where Amazon start? His garage. Where was his car park? Who the fuck knows? But that garage, that car lost the garage. It lost the house.
Right.
You understand?
Okay.
And then the same thing with is he that Steve Jobs or the other one?
Elon Musk?
No, one of them computer men starting the garage too. Bill Gates. I think he starts in the garage too. You get the point? Like you had to give up something if you want something. You got to give up something. You're gonna lose shit. You're gonna lose sleep. You're gonna lose shit. But nigga, just think about how horrible your life was before the truth, and you wouldn't give up everything that you can't give up, so another brother or sister could now benefit like you did. Selfish.
It's like, and it's so heavy too, because a lot of times we should always think back to how far we went in the world to sin and to give ourselves
Oh boy,
pleasure.
you've got to me.
And it's like, I remember times.
I covered some ground, you know, because I.
Yes.
So like,
I was right there with you guys. But I just think about just different times. It was like, we literally risked our lives to go sin and to give ourselves pleasure. And then to come in here and to.
And be all modest and conservative.
Right.
All of a sudden, you could budget the best now.
Yeah, exactly.
And you was blowing your budget.
Exactly.
But in here, you like, well, if I do this, I can't do this, and I can't pay this. And nigga, what the fuck? When you know how to add? Because 3 months ago, shit, you was owing the bartender. You was owing the drug man. You wanted to put bullets in you. All of a sudden, no, you pass now? Get the fuck out of here. Who you fooling, man? God damn. Shit. You're so right, dog. It's just a certain spirit you have to have. Because why? When you make that type of investment, what naturally comes in life when you have an endeavor, when you're going into something? Whether it's children, a marriage, a job, a car, what naturally comes?
Pushback.
Hard times. Right. Lean times, cold nights.
Right.
What keeps you going?
Your love for it.
You don't put so much in.
Yeah.
I don't put so much into here.
Right.
How the fuck could I turn back? I don't put so much. Commander General, he's like, well, if Christ come back and he found me wrong, he's like, I'm still right. I don't put so much into the shit. You done, like, what am I turn back now and do? I can't do nothing else. I'm going for broke now. There ain't no plan B. I ain't packing no parachute. That's it. That's it. A miracle had to happen now because I ain't going back. You get the point? No, think about somebody who is easy to say. You ain't put nothing in because that's why you feel like you ain't losing nothing. You get the point?
Right.
You ain't losing anything. But you put so much into something, it's like, what? I done put my blood, sweat, and tears in here. Yep. I can't, no. You get the point? So like, we are now.
Like, I'm going
to come to you. Go ahead.
What you're saying is so heavy. I remember talking to old heads in the world, and it's like they still selling drugs. And it's like, nigga, you in your 50s. Why are you still selling drugs? It's like, you know what? At this point, I didn't gave my life to this. I'm gonna die doing this. And if we were as zealous as sinners are to sin as we are for the truth, then we would have the king.
Listen, I'll go you one further. If we could work so hard to convince him to come in here, the kingdom would go further.
Right.
Like you gotta reach to the point where it ain't his decision no more. If it is his decision, then you ain't in charge.
Right.
Right?
Right.
If you in charge, right? You offer 5,000 to come out, you in charge of DC. And he choosing to do that and said, nah, well then who got the power? Right. He had to see you and be like, a nigga in fucking, excuse my language, a nigga in Egypt watching LeBron right now and on some court under some pyramid thinking he gonna be in the NBA. You gonna have to be the type of brother and sister that somebody looks at you and be like, I'm gonna just come and sit in all that. I'm gonna just follow him in here. I'm gonna just, because whatever they're doing, that shit is just amazing. Right. That shit is just, I don't know what he doing, I don't know how he doing it, but I know how to be there. I to be there, and you gonna have to do it, and it doesn't come with nothing more than investment. Go ahead, Yana.
Yeah, nah, I was talking about when you was talking about sacrificing time. That's why after like long relationships with marriages, the person, the woman or the man, like after 20 years, after 10 years, after 15 years,
after all this time,
you want to split now?
Like
what the hell I'm gonna do 15
what?
Years?
What was all this shit here about?
10 years of my life. 15 years of my life.
Listen, some don't say Eve. Some niggas be saying that shit too. I think more niggas be saying that shit. They just don't say it loud. They go down to the Potomac at night. They go down by you ever go down by Reagan at night down there? You know, going in there, it's dark. Because they pull and park and walk out there with a bottle of E&J and scream at the fish. And get this and scream at the fish. The fish sleeping is like, what the fuck is you talking about? I think more niggas be screaming that shit out. Listen, you couldn't see niggas from Boys in the Hill. You start fucking. I moved out my mama house. The point is, it's the same thing. It's like, no. But what I would tell you is, if you get simple and leave, we're gonna throw a party out. We're gonna celebrate you leaving out and making these ranks better.
That's right.
So if you don't want to miss the party, just stay. That's all. It's like, that don't make no sense. I know it though. Just don't leave. Just don't leave. We're going live. Hey, we celebrating why? A traitor left. You get the points lucky. You already have a tour?
No, this is such a good break. I was saying some questions online, but it was. I'm
about done. So you get the point, right? You get the whole point. Just try to make sure you're in the spirit as you start growing authority. Most brothers, their first amount of authority comes with their own family. Most brothers. Then some brothers, they're in a zone where they're the most senior trooper, and then they become an officer, and now they're an officer in there, but they have to function like they're damn a captain or 5,000. Where they're now 50, but they have these brothers housing, how he eating, this, that, the other. You just had to function. YAHANNA was like that. YAHANNA was trooper in 2016. Or just became officer of 50. And had a nation to see about. And you see what he did. He did what he was supposed to do. And they stuck with it. He had some traitors, but he had more loyal people, more people who bought the truth than sold it. You get the point? And what he did as a trooper at 50, he's now doing at 10,000. The dollar was the same way. Marquard, forget about it. If you ever get a chance to see Captain Marquard, you go talk to him about his life and the truth. It's going to break your heart. It's like a story it's like the Lord of the Rings are. It's like a journey with a nigga on a backpack who's leaving and don't know how this shit gonna end. And then go back and the shit just go left. And then everything is calm. And now what? What everybody call it? Big Priest. Hey, what's up, Big Priest? What's up? Y'all don't know how he became that though. Should go talk to him. Should go talk to these brothers and see what it really takes. You get the point? Go see what it takes and see if you're ready. See if you're ready. Now listen. This is a job like any other job. We're a corporation like any other corporation. For the haters, it's not a corporation. Just handing a letter of resignation out. Just I, traitor so-and-so, formally now of today, here henceforth and furthermore, in time perpetuity, going to be a Christian. Here's your cover. But now, if you don't want to do that and you want to be, you want to pay the cost to be the boss and go down in the records and have people talk about you who never seen you and sit and watch you and study and then now change their life because of what they're seeing and then come in the truth and roll and you want to leave a marker, then you, brother, buy it. Buy it wholesale, buy it. If nobody ever bought a Jordan, you think Michael Jordan would have been so great? If Nike launched his shoes and nobody bought it, what would have happened? He'd have been a star of mine. And that's the one with the star shoe or Starberry?
Starberry.
All right. Anybody know what his shoe looks like?
Yeah.
But nobody bought it. Nobody bought it. And they should have bought that.
Yeah.
They should have bought that shit. You get the point? Let me get some questions out and we're done.
Jalil Israel say, show me Mexicans or Hispanics scattered anywhere on the planet. Florida and New York don't count. They move here and can move back anytime. Tired of this 12 tribes, chart filth. You damn Israelite camps are enemies to the black community. Talking about Mexicans, our people. You are special kind of slow to believe that.
So
Jalil Israel.
So what for your input, Jalil? Anybody named Jalil is, I'm not arguing with that person. You have a name like Jalil? I can't argue with you, Jalil. All right, Jalil? You're right, Jalil, I'm wrong. But I want to be wrong. So I love my I.S.U.P.K brothers and sisters. You get the point? I'll eat elotes. Right? Go ahead.
Oh, Salaki, sir, for me, Jalil White. Steve Urkel.
Steve Urkel, that's who we're talking to. Next question now.
Who is the little horn mentioned in the book of Daniel that would be speaking great things against the Most High Yahweh?
Grab it for me. I want to believe that's America. Grab the little horn. I think it's Daniel 7. Any other questions in the room?
No more online.
You good? No more online? That was it. Scroll back up. I think somebody had a question when Clash was here, all right?
He told me those are the
Those are the two?
Yeah.
Should we check both the YouTube and Facebook? Daniel 7. I believe that's the little horn you're talking about.
You have one more.
7 like 24 or something.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Come on, sir. This is the book of Daniel 7 and 24. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are the 10 kings.
No, Salaki, give me 7 and 8. That 24, you're gonna skip to that after.
Come on, sir. This is the book of Daniel 7, chapter 7 and verse 8.
Go ahead.
I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of men, and a mouth speaking great things.
Right? So I believe that's what he's talking about, speaking great things against the Most High. It doesn't say exactly what he's saying here, but I believe it's that. Go ahead.
Salaki, sir, if I may, I got a question on this.
Please.
I've never seen the scripture.
No sweat.
Is this talking about one of the angels? It's not the description of that.
Daniel 7 is a cold breakdown of our oppressors' empires, all of our oppressors' empires, up until today. Right? This little horn here is talking about America. And you read through it on your time. If you have questions, bring them back. The little horn is talking about America, because America is really a little horn when you consider history. It's a very young empire. It's what, 240, 50 years old, something like that, 1776? 250 maybe? But 246, 247?
Something like that.
Right? Officially on paper, even though they were here as in 13 colonies. But America is that little horn. Right? Once they united and became that don't tread on me, that snake came together, they uprooted the other 3 horns. That's what it says, right? Let's see. The little horn before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by their roots. Think like when you pull a tooth out. Not when it breaks, but you pull it out and the root comes out with it. That whole thing is gone. That tooth ain't growing back. You get the point? America did that to 3 other nations when they were formed here. When America formed, they did that to 3 other horns, totally uprooted them. Who's them 3?
The so-called blacks, Latino, Native Americans.
Actually, I need to ask that question. So that, as far as I know, but no, because we one nation. I don't need to ask that question. I already know. It's we one nation.
So like, sir, if I may, would be France and Spain,
the French, the Spanish, and who else? I think it's the Dutch. Right, I think French, the Spanish, and the Dutch. They was the ones who ruled this whole area, exchanging territories, as they was, just like companies, just think like Pepsi and Cola and Sprite, how they run a whole ton of shit and have all this water. And you hear some news about just this week, they say Kobe Bryant invested in some water back in 2010 or some shit like that, $6 million.
Right.
Yeah, Coca-Cola just bought the shit out. His family getting $500 million. You get the point? Because they're buying territories and moving shit around, but it's really the parent companies are the same. Right. And these three roots, the French, the Spanish, and the Dutch, they were here. America came and uprooted them. The Louisiana Purchase got rid of the French, the Spanish gone, Dutch gone, right? And they begin to take over not just North America, but the Americas, Central, South, and Canada. America is now the world police because they run this hemisphere, have the mightiest military, and will bomb you. You get the point? But this side of the prime meridian, they run it, no matter what country it is, right? They have something called NAFTA, which is what? The North American Free Trade Agreement, right? That they made with what? All of if this is considered the Americas, from Alaska all the way down to the tip of South America, it's considered the Americas. And they made agreements to benefit themselves. I watched a documentary the other day on avocados, bro. I had no idea avocados was linked to the drug trade in Mexico and immigration. Brother, I was like, avocados? What the hell is that? Avocados are ridiculous, brother. You'd be like, well, goddamn, avocados? Immigration related to avocados going on. It's so much, but America is running everything. America is the little horn. All right, to answer the brother's question. Is that it? We good to go? Any more? We good? Come on.
If I may, sir, they compare this from Revelations 13 and 1 through 2 for the 7 heads and 10 horns as well.
The 7 heads and 10 horns. There's a whole list of them. We could get them. I think they said there was one more, right?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was covered before. One second. It was in 1 Corinthians, sir.
Quickly.
Shalom Yabashim Yashabrakatah, Salaki Adawan. Can I get a breakdown on 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 11 through 16, Bob Bashar?
Let's get it quickly, all right? Mike can go through every verse and get them the general 11. 1 Corinthians what?
Chapter 4, verse 11 through 16.
Okay, go ahead.
First Corinthians chapter 4, verse 11. Even unto the present hour, we both hunger and thirst and are naked and are buffeted and have no certain dwelling place.
Go ahead.
Verse 12. And labor and working with our own hands, being reviled. We bless, being prosecuted. We suffer it. Verse 13. Being defamed, we entreat. We are made.
What was his question?
He just wanted a general breakdown.
Okay, no sweat.
Sorry, keep going, verse 13.
Please.
Verse 13. Being defamed, we are entreat. We are made as filth of the world, and are of offscoring of all things unto this day. Verse 14. I write not these things to shame you, but as my beloved sons, I warn you.
All right. Who is this talking here? Who is he talking to? Shapat?
It's Paul.
Talk to the school in the Corinth.
In Corinth.
Like I just from what I just heard, it just sounds like the curses that we go through.
No, not the curses. Because the curses is specific to what? Israel. And was all Israel in Corinth?
Nah.
Exactly. The curses is where are we at? The school in Corinth, Paul built the school. And the brothers there is brothers who what? Left the ways of the Corinthians and became priests. You get the point? Read the first verse.
Come on, verse 11. Even unto the present.
No. Verse 1. Salaki.
Oh, come on. 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 1. Let a man so account of us as of the minister of Christ and stewards of the ministries of God.
Of the mysteries.
Oh, sorry, the mysteries of God.
Let a man so account of who? Us. As what?
As of the ministers of Christ. And the stewards of the mysteries of God.
Who is Paul talking to?
Same. The men of the school.
And they are ministers of Christ, means servants of Christ and servants of the Lord. So now when he goes down, he's talking this here from 11 to 16. Read verse 11 one more time.
Even until the present hour, we both hunger and thirst.
Even until the present hour, we hunger and we thirst, whether it's physically or for in spirit. We missing stuff. We missing stuff. We all in need of something somehow, somewhere, right? Even until the present hour, like right now, right? Go ahead.
We thirst and are naked, and we are buffeted, and have no certain dwelling.
Right, and we are buffeted. You get checked, whether it's from physically from the man who's over you, or in the spirit from the Lord who's seeing whatever it is you're doing. You get the point? And we have no dwelling place, do we? We ain't got none. Anybody living in their own house paid for, land paid for, everything? Nah, we moving. We're moving, signing leases, and nigga could write his own damn lease agreement. I'm telling you, man, somewhere there's a clause that says this. I know, because he done rented 10 times. He ain't got no dwelling place. Come on.
So like if I made like they say they say we African. So let's say if we was to go back to Africa, do our nationality mean will we just become just African, or will we still be African American?
Shit. You'd be a slave. You'd be making fufu. That's what you'd be doing. You'd be making fufu. That's what you would be doing. Your nationality. That's what I'm supposed to tell you. Nationality. You'd be making fufu. That's what you would be doing. Keep reading.
Come on. Verse
12.
And labor, working with our own hands, being reviled.
And labor, we full of labor. We working with what?
Our
own hands. What does that mean? That van we got out there. How we get that? That was a donation from DC?
Nah.
That was, the whole Christian congregation's like, you know what, man, you're right. You shouldn't eat no pork. Here's this van. How the fuck we get that?
It's like surf I made it. It took sweat. It took money. Labor.
Our
hands.
Our own hands. That's what that took. Our hands. How much Jordans you gonna buy with that money that they put up? A lot. You can buy some Jordans with that shit, but it took our hands to get it. We working with our hands. The camp equipment, shit. Just think everything we have. How we get it? We get it from a grant? You think the Christians flooding our coffers with money? How we get it? Our own. Could you have spent that money to do something you wanted to do? Surely. But where you put it, where your heart is. Get the point? This is he running on the same thing here again. This is their life. Right? We working with our hands, being what? Revived. You would think making sacrifice and doing all this thing, people would love you. Right or wrong? You would think the whole nation would just love you. Faggot Jaleel just said, y'all is what? An enemy to Israel. But guess what? I show up so he would one day come to truth. That's right. He's so simple. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of that. You ain't never had elotes and cold Corona wrapped in a damn napkin. She wrapped the thing so delicately, brother. She makes some kind of fancy shit with the shit and bring it to you and say, pardon senor, and give you a cold Corona with some elotes, and then go to the general and say, that's that. You ain't never had none of that shit. So I understand, Jaleel. You know. But one day you will, because I'll show up to work every day. I'll show up to work every day until you could come and say, you know what? I used to hate I.S.U.P.K. Now I could talk Spanish. Come meet my wife. Come meet my brother-in-law and my family. Get the point? Come on.
He's saying that, but I.S.U.P.K was down there in Acuna.
Give him a hand.
That's
right.
Where were you at?
Yeah, where were you at, Jaleel? Jaleel. This is the most Sodomitish name. I think after that is RuPaul. Jaleel is on top. After that is RuPaul. Jaleel, where was you at? I.S.U.P.K was down there on the border feeding Levi. Where were you, nigga? You wasn't there. You wasn't with me shooting in the gym. Get the point? No, I'm good. You can't tell? That's a lot here. Keep reading out. Let's wrap it up.
We blessed being prosecuted. We suffer for it.
Right? We bless. Being persecuted, we suffer it. What does it mean we bless? What does it mean we bless?
Because you're suffering for Christ's sake.
Not we are blessed. We bless.
Oh, we bless.
Mm-hmm. And being persecuted, and we be persecuted, we suffer for it. We suffer for what? The blessing we give.
Right.
What does it mean we bless?
We go out and teach the truth.
We go out and we teach. How many times you seen a brother or sister cry at camp? Come up and hear this shit and it's like, man, you're all right, what you're saying. So and so, and you told me this shit, and I felt like I was free. You know what I mean? A couple of weeks ago, the brother said, man, I'm so happy to hear this shit because I've been telling people this, but I don't know, and blah, blah, blah. We bless, right, but we persecuted for this shit.
Right.
We hated for it. Right. You get the point? Go ahead.
Verse 13, being defamed, we entreat.
Being defamed, we entreat. What does that mean? Being defamed, we entreat. No sweat. You good.
Being hated or being like trying to be.
Being defamed. Defamed.
Right. So you lose popularity.
How do you get popularity?
By gaining the love of the world.
Okay, don't say calmly because it's the same thing here. You get popular, you get famous. Like famed is famous. People talking about it, but defamed is talking down on you. Oh, you know crazy niggas on the corner? Them niggas hate women. Them niggas will kill you. You go join them, you're gonna lose your job. You're gonna lose your job. You're gonna lose your job. Get the point? Them crazy niggas over there, that's who you wanna be with? Man. Shit. You wanna be with them niggas? I don't know, that's crazy. Right. Being defamed. Right. You get the point? What did you say after that? Being defamed, what?
Oh, it's like being defamed, we entreat.
We entreat. What does that mean?
Being talked down on, but
yeah. Yep. Jaleel's gonna come right up in here and ask somebody to pay his rent. And will anybody say, wasn't you the nigga online? Will anybody say that? No, sir. What will whoever he reports to do? Fill out paperwork. You're right. Fill out paperwork. How much you need out? Well, listen, I know how much you'll get, but sit right there. Push that paperwork through, make a phone call. You don't have to sleep under a bridge, Jaleel. After they said all that evil bullshit to us. You get the point?
Right.
Because all of us sitting here at one time said something. It's like, what the fuck? The first time I see the camera. Crazy niggas. Forget about the sister. For the longest while, that side of the room was just... Them 4 chairs been there forever. We went and get more of these chairs. We ain't getting more of these chairs. No, lately we gotta get more. But for a woman coming in the truth, it's like, then shit. So your friends come in, do they beat you? Right. He must beat you. Right. It's just blatant. Since you don't have to take all of that bullshit, sis. What's wrong with you? You get it, boy? Right. But make a phone call. Where? What? All right, we on the way. We entreat still though. You understand me? You curse a police officer out, he has to brutalize you. Yep. We face it all the time. Spit on us, throw shit. You remember us throwing eggs the time? Eggs. Yep. Eggs out the damn window. John Sharma, they're dead in some hot water. A whole 5-gallon bucket. Whoosh. He's like, it ain't hot enough. Yeah, I mean, and guess what? What happens when the Lord finally tear them out the frame? They come right in here, don't say shit about what they used to do, and get help. You understand? That's the job. Who are they handling? The camera? What's lucky? Go ahead.
So, like I said, this is literally my life. I mean, I remember or watching. We both was in the world, and he played the videos for me, and I'm like, please turn this shit off. Yeah, like these niggas, why they hollering? You know what I'm saying?
They can't talk normal?
Yeah. And then coming here, and as a trooper, you know, General Thumb made certain things happen for me where I need the school's help. And it happened.
The water for that. People think we just talk the shit.
Right.
But brothers know, this is the thing.
Right.
You stuck. The Kamaya stuck. There's brothers who get the resources and roll to hell out.
Right.
And didn't say thank you.
Right.
Didn't say nothing.
Right.
Nothing. No problem. Is that going to make me now get tight when y'all come for help? No. Because the money means nothing, Hank.
Right.
You the valuable thing.
That's right.
You the thing of value. You the thing that matters.
That's right.
And you best believe, Hank. You all know the come I'll tell you because I have to tell you. I'll go to war for you. Now I'll go to war with you. I'll jam you up a little bit in the corner. Fuck your ass up. You can call the general. I'll get checked. No problem. But you best believe I'll go back for you. Against anybody, anywhere. One brother, the cops pulled him over, point gun. I mean, it's jump out boys. They saw foreign plates. He was coming back from camp, pulled the caravan over. They didn't know we was in the caravans, different cars. Jump out, walk up on the side and pull the guns out. Out the holster. Do you have drugs, bombs in the car, whatever? I come on, what y'all doing? Back in the car. Nah, I ain't going no back. Back in the car. Point the gun. But back up, I said, I ain't going. These men with me. I can't leave. Say, no, you got to drive. I said, nah, I ain't going nowhere. Right. Stood with that brother, made sure the cops did not violate because they was ready to do the shit. Right. Left the truth. Would that make me not do it again? Try me. Try me. Ain't no sweat. Try me. Any one of mine, we go into war. Right. Any one of ours, we go into war. Man, woman, boy, girl, child, whatever. However, that war is also, it's two-edged sword. Yeah. Fuck around if you want to. If you want to. Right. But I'm in your corner the same way. It's this is just the job, and it's gonna happen with you. Right. You're gonna make sacrifices for people on this. They're not gonna honor it. Right. They're gonna honor it because the oppression is so fierce on Israel. Right. It reduces you to carnality. You get the point? Read on real quick. Let's get the last few verses.
We are made as the filth of the world.
And that's what they say about us, man. You should hear how they talk about us at camp. You know what I mean? Some old lesbian broad who want the right to kill her baby. I'm trying to tell her, sis, you don't got to kill the goddamn baby. Right. She mad. She mad as hell. Some Christian who don't understand he shouldn't be no goddamn Christian. They mad as hell. Right. We made as filth of the earth. And yet still we come back. Next week. Come to class. Right. Buy more studs. Buy what's your Arawadi headpiece? Goddamn. Right. Yeah, I mean we buy more shit. What's Barack headpiece? This brother headpiece. Right. The come out this back there blinking like a old damn Jaguar. Looking like a Cool J Jaguar. Big old chain. And the more they hate, it's like we just increase it more. You know why? Because we really love this job. Right. We love who we serve. We will make better officers than the police are. We'll do the damn thing. Right. You understand? Because they hate us. We made us the filth of the earth. Right. They hate us more than they hate the Afghans, the terrorist act. Right. They had a whole bulletin last week, Friday? About some terror attack on Halloween. Northern Virginia, from the Pentagon, blah, 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 blah. They would rather us not show up to teach and have that to deal with. Awesome. They would rather January 6th, the Capitol riots, than us be on them corners. Right. You get the point? We are the filth of the earth. Go ahead.
And are the offscoring of all things until this day.
And are the offscoring of all things. Like scouring, like how you would scour a pan. Right. The offscoring, the thing that comes off of all things until this day. Brother, if you don't understand that you in the truth, this is the proof. That's right. You understand? They love everybody else, and everybody else hates us. They swear they're Israelites, but what Jaleel say? You know,
Said that we not.
No, he said we be something, the enemy
Or
of
the
Israel.
enemies of the black community, sir.
Come on, he just said the precept. If you don't think the UPK is the truth, I don't know what else to tell you. He said, y'all get out of here, that 12 tribes bullshit. You're the enemy of all Israel. And Paul said 2,000 years ago, we are the offscouring of all things until this day. Right. And Paul went to the lost of Israel. Everybody scattered outside of Jerusalem. I'm assuming Jaleel is in Jerusalem in his mind. In his mind, he think he in Solomon's temple. Yeah, I mean, he think the Ark of the Covenant is in the next room. You get the point? Don't worry about it, Jaleel. We'll feed the poor and we'll feed everybody and clean everybody off and bring them in here. And you'll come to the Passover and you'll come to your head down. Listen, man, this is what you take. That's to be in class so and so. Yeah, what's your name, young brother? You remember Jaleel, man? Uncle? No. Brother, I don't even remember that shit. But I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's it. Everybody done been told that nobody don't remember nothing you did, in the past. I'm just glad you're here. I'm just glad you're here. Come on, I'm just glad you're here. I'm just, when he call, I answer the phone. When you all call, I'll wake up, get off. Hey, SHALAM, what's going on? You all right? You good? What's going on now? What? Where? You can't wait. That's the job. I love it. I love y'all. And you all are required to love those who gonna come after. Right. Even the Hebrew Academy love, which is a different type of love. Make sure that academy don't get soft. Y'all take all you all to take now. Kedah, Arawadia, Shabbat. I know it's rough, I know it's rough. This shit here?
Yes, sir.
Bros love this shit here.
I told him,
Yeah. Get it. You understand? Keep reading now. Let's finish up.
Verse 14. I write not these things to shame you.
Say it again.
I write not these things to shame you.
Say it one more time.
I write not these things to shame you.
Like, listen, as we come together and we do this and we do the work of the Lord, remember all the check-ins you get, all the things that come up, the hard times, is not to shame you. Right. And all the things we go through is not to shame us. Go ahead.
But as my beloved son.
Say it again.
But as my beloved.
Say it again.
But as my beloved son.
Beloved son. Remember, Paul writing this from prison now. Right. Jail. He can't see these men. He had to write this, give it to somebody and send it down and somebody reading this out. As my beloved sons. Go ahead.
I warn you.
I warn you. I'm giving you a warning. This job does not come with a pension. But it does come with a pension. What's your pension? What's your 401k?
Kingdom.
I'll take that, but it's something else.
your life.
Something else.
Oh, man. I was going to say a precept, but I'm just elaborating precept, but, more brothers, more fathers, more mothers.
You onto it. You was going to say that?
Oh, SHALAM, sir, for me, the crown on your head.
Okay, that's the rule. Okay, think slavery. Anybody have a slavery they've been working 10, 15 years? You expected to get a pension at a certain time and just retire. This job doesn't have that, but it does have it. What is your pension?
Rulership.
No.
Children.
You close.
Seeing people come up under you, be able to have what you have.
You're my pensioner. I'll spend everything today for y'all to be here tomorrow. I don't care what the fuck it takes. What we doing, where we going, who we out of battle, who we out to put money on the commissary for. But I know when I'm 85 years old, you're going to be here tomorrow. The best investment you could make is in niggas out. That's it. That's that. It's just, you think General Katham could ever want for anything? General Katham used to be right there in that back room. Come downstairs for coffee and he's right there. I didn't have to go nowhere for camp. He coming up. Masha! Ready for camp? Come down, get your boots and spec, and we out in that van. Think you can ever want for something?
Right.
I don't care where. I don't care what he is. Where, what, whatever going on. Yeah, I'm gonna go get that for him. Send the woman, she gonna pick it up, she gonna drop it off, whatever you need. So he done invest that. You think imagine how I don't want for anything?
Right.
When that time come, if that time come.
Right.
You get the point?
Come.
That's what this work is about. That's why you buy the truth and sell it not. He's saying, I say this not to shame you, but to warn you. Right. You're going to have every excuse to leave this and go get a 40 hours so you could get a 401k. I done liquidate that shit. I find out, you trying to court? What's your 401k look like? Okay. Do me a favor, call them and find out what's the penalty to take that out. What? I got some vans to buy. Oh, you don't want this no more? No problem, Shalom.
Right.
No problem. When the economy crash, what's going to happen to the 401k?
It's gone.
Say again?
It's gone.
Oh, okay. Where you all going to be?
Right.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right.
Bitch better fucking liquidate that shit when I say this.
Exactly.
Or go somewhere else. That's fine. Another brother might want to enjoy retirement on the boat or whatever. I just want to be old and gray and just see, young niggas up in here just changing their life and doing it right. Young sisters up in here. This is the reward. You get the point? This is he's warning you. It's a life, brother. It's glory. That's it. There's glory in the pain. There's glory in the sacrifice. Make it. Make it, man. What else you gonna do? What else you trying to do? What are you trying to do? Trying to be Jeff Bezos? Nigga, you could be Jeff Bezos right here. Jeff Bezos go to the moon off of niggas over there and shit. You tell me you can't have niggas come in the truth, sisters come in the truth and teach them, change their life? Come on, man. You get the point? That's it. Come on now.
So, if I may, sir, what you said is so heavy. We like to hear these success stories of all these people that's famous, and you read about the founding of America. But as a people, we've been robbed of what it really takes to build something of your own.
Yep.
We've been robbed of hearing about how much you have to sacrifice. Maybe for you not to see the glory, but for your grandchildren.
Come on now. Listen, I damn near done reserved the fact. I mean, listen now.
Me too, sir.
I'm like, okay, I'm going to make sure
Yeah.
this thing gets to y'all. It can't stop here.
Exactly.
It had to go. It had to push.
Yep.
Make the sacrifices, man.
Right.
Do what you had to do. I ain't trying to elongate the class, but do what you had to do. Make them sacrifices. Get up in here. Right. Be able to at one time say, man, I done put it all into here.
That's right.
I done left it all on the field versus, man, so and so happened. I just, I had to cut my losses. Nigga, I ain't cutting no losses. I'm looking for more losses. Right. I'm looking for more debt. Go ask anybody who had a business. Ask them what their credit was before they was successful. Right. Probably was 200. Probably was 200. Come on, at least be able to do half of it for the truth, all right? Right. With that, pass the class over to new priest and officer Shabbat. Not Sirach, but Shabbat. Be an excellent brother in the truth coming up in here. And this brother here is definitely, as with every brother. But every now and then, new brothers come in and you see a certain spirit where this brother is why we do the job. Right. Like this brother makes his errors, his mistakes like everybody else. But he is absolutely sincere in how he, put the camera on into he's absolutely sincere in everything, and you see it. And this is why so much effort is put into him, because there's definitely potential in this brother, and he's gonna get it. He's gonna get it. If there's failure, it's not gonna be on my part. It's not gonna be on our part. You get the point? He's gonna get every single thing to make him super successful. You know why? Because when he's in that seat, when he's in this seat, which all of you are gonna be in, you're going to have to do everything to make that next brother come in successful. And he's going to try the hell out of you. Kama be trying me all the time. He's trying me right now. Look at him. He's trying me right now. I know what that look means. I know him since 2010. He's trying me right now. But I love this nigga. Ain't no sweat. I got him. You get the point? You're going to do the same thing for young brothers. So pass the class over to newly raised priest and officer Shabbat. You know what I mean? I'm absolutely proud of you to the way you are. And you listen now, you're gonna get what you need to get. You get the point? But you also gonna respond the way you always respond. You're gonna do this thing, you're gonna do this job. This job is a job of love, brother, and I could already tell you love this damn truth. You love it, and you're gonna get it. Right. Do your job, Go ahead. Now, love you waiting to do this thing. Go ahead, officer.
Calm, sir. We are the I.S.U.P.K.
Damn right.
Out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shut themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew, and is pronounced ma'ashru. 10% of every penny of increase the Lord gives you to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation. The feast of dedication, Hanukkah, 25th day of the 9th month, by the space of 8 days. Sunday, 28th November 2021, for 8 days. You can find this in the book of Maccabees, chapter 4, 52 through 61. Upcoming cookout. The cookout in Las Vegas, November 11th to the 14th. Remind Akim and Akwathian to check on social media such as I.S.U.P.K, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, you should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirts, black pants, black headband, or scarf. And with that, I say, Elijah, you give one courtesy salute to the teacher, men of Israel, Elijah Shabbat, Elijah, Barak,
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatham.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatham.
So, which means
Yadim
to turn. Yadim Matah. So, which means to turn. Give one courtesy salute to the sister. Men of Israel, Elijah Shabbat, Elijah, Barak,
Hashem Yahushua.
Yadim Matah, class dismissed.